Hola amigos, bien o no, mis saludos desde Inglaterra. Otro día muy solazo hoy, muy bien, ¿no? Entonces, tema de hoy, ¿con quién estás hablando? Ese es el tema de hoy. So, theme of the day, who are you talking to? In the sense of, who is your audience? Because depending on who you're talking to and the type of information you're hoping they're going to give you, this can change the way you approach the conversation. So, if you're asking fairly simple questions, or you're just ordering coffee in a shop, or asking very quick directions in the street, the conversation might not be too complicated. A bit different if you're trying to buy a house or negotiate some kind of finance deal with the bank. But in all cases, remember, keep the conversation, for your part at least, as simple as possible. Less to remember, easier to speak it clearly. And be ready to ask questions to make sure that you've understood what the other person said. So literally, let me just check I've understood that correctly, and then paraphrase what you heard them say. That's just as good if you're asking for directions than if you're getting ready to sign that big deal at the bank. But prepare yourself. If the conversation is likely to be a bit more complicated, think about those questions you can ask to check the understanding, and particularly to help you avoid the other person getting lost using very complicated technical language to answer your question. Because people who are expert on things have a tendency to forget that they're talking to a non-expert. So prepare your questions so that you can ask them to rephrase what they said and check that you've understood what they said to you up to a certain point. So in that sense, know your audience, you can predict what they're likely to say, and think about how simply you can explain your question to them. With that said, we'll say cheerio.